Welcome, people, to another episode. It's been a long time coming. I know a lot of people have missed some of my videos where I talk about my experience, who I spoke to when I got to the countries I traveled to, because a lot of people like the engagements, and I know a lot of people miss my travel in general. So, today we're talking about Latvia. As you all know, Latvia is a very small country. Some people know Latvia as a country that has a good nightlife. A lot of Europeans from the western part, not the eastern part, but the western part, for those that know Europe properly, know that a lot of stag do's are done in Latvia. However, Latvia has a lot more to offer than just stag do's and hen do's. So this video will just talk about my experience in Latvia, why I traveled to Latvia, how the people are in Latvia, and whether or not you should go to Latvia. I would leave you now to watch this part of the video where I spoke about my experience in Latvia. To cross the river, there's a famous river that obviously divides the suburbs from the old town and the center of Riga. There's actually a lot of interesting things to do in Riga. As you can see, it's a very, very cold day and it's January 2025. So I'm kicking off in Latvia and I'll be going to some very interesting countries in February and March. I'm sure you can see that I keep watching the floor, and that's because it's really icy and I'm not looking to slip, because something really funny happened yesterday actually. So I obviously arrived early afternoon and I was making my way to my hotel, and I was literally walking and I saw like an icy part of the road, and I thought, oh, it's just ice and a little bit of water, and I stepped on it and literally my foot sunk into it and I was all soaked up. Luckily I had spare trainers on me, so I literally changed when I got home or to the hotel. So that was good. I feel sorry for people that obviously travel and only have one pair of shoes, which is what they are wearing. You always need to ensure that you have spares, just in case anything happens. Usually I don't, because if I'm just taking my fancy Gucci bag as my only luggage, usually I wouldn't have spare trainers. But in this situation, I was lucky that I had a cabin bag, a little suitcase, so I was able to change. Okay, let's talk about Latvia. Let's talk about how many people live in Latvia. Let's talk about the people's culture, the people of Latvia's culture, and things you can do in Latvia. So Latvia has a population of just 1 million plus, basically. So 1 million and some few thousand people live in Latvia, so not a lot of people. So I think it's about 1.1 million people that live in Latvia. The Latvian culture is quite similar to the culture you'd find in other parts of the Baltics, and that's Estonia and Lithuania. In terms of the local population, they've got a significant amount of Russians that live here, but not like they are Russians per se, but they are ethnically Russians, like they've got Russian backgrounds. So I think it's about 63% pure Latvian, then about 30% or 32% Russian, and they also have people from Belarus, Ukraine, and some parts of
Eastern Europe. So you can definitely call Latvia Eastern Europe, because it is definitely Eastern Europe. So we're not going to have that argument we usually have, and I'm talking to my Polish people there, because if you call Poland Eastern Europe, you will get shot.
Here we go. Western Europe, Eastern Europe, Southern Europe, Central Europe. Which is it? So this is the problem. So initially when I went to Poland, I was under the assumption that Poland was Eastern Europe. Also Prague and certain countries that has always been looked at as Eastern Europe. But apparently the locals are not too happy about it, and I've got to respect it. So Poland, for example, is classed as Central Europe because the locals believe it is, and I suppose I've got to respect that. However, there are still some Poles that feel like Poland is Eastern Europe. But I think when it comes to Eastern Europe or Western Europe or Central Europe, I think it all depends on people's idea of what it should be or what they think it is, and also their political belief. Because people that tend to like the eastern part tend to say their country is Eastern Europe, yeah? But in the West, especially in England, we've always classed Poland as Eastern Europe. But oh well, that's another topic. For Latvia though, I did get some comments where people said it is Northern Europe. But it doesn't really matter, it's still within Europe. I think that's all I care about. And also, Latvia is a lovely Baltic country, and I think that's all that matters. But yeah, there's always a lot of debates on what part it falls into, and I think sometimes it does cause a bit of divide and confusion for tourists. Anyways, let's see what else I was up to.
Guys, don't come here. I love it. I always encourage people not to come because I want to enjoy the country. I want to have all the fun. So don't come here so I could enjoy all the fun, all the food. You know, I'm greedy like that. I like to have everything to myself, literally. So I tend to encourage people not to come. Guys, I'm joking. Come to Latvia. There's a lot to do. So today I might go to the market. There's a very, very popular market in the center, and it's called the Riga Central Market, and it's quite popular. I think they're open literally every day from Monday to Sunday. Because some markets might not open on certain days, but this particular market opens every day. All my days. Imagine you dropping in that water, in that river, man. It's not going to be a good look for you because it's bloody freezing. I need to even check the weather to see how cold it is today, because it does feel like -2. So weather-wise is 1 degree, but it feels like -4. That's what the weather says. So guys, tomorrow I'm making my way to Lithuania. I'm really, really looking forward to that, because once I finish that trip, do you know what that means? That means I've done the whole of the Baltics. It means I'm done, finito. So I could say to anyone that I've been to all the Baltic countries, the 3 Baltic countries, basically. Another thing we need to know about the Baltics is they are part of the EU, they are part of NATO, and I think they are Schengen as well. I think they are. So there are a lot of things basically, hence why they are quite safe. I'm not going to go into the details, but I suppose they are quite safe. So those that know. I don't want to get political. Look at the building there. There's a building there that looks like I don't know if you can see that building in the middle there. It kind of looks like what they had in Warsaw. I'll see if I can go into town and show you. But there's a building there in the middle. It looks like the building I went to in Warsaw. Some of these countries have very similar buildings. I suppose they all have the same sort of traditions and culture, hence why. So let's talk about the nightlife in Riga. Riga has a very good nightlife. Although yesterday it looked a bit dry, and there's a reason for that. So yesterday was obviously a Wednesday. Today's a Thursday. So the nightlife might not be great tonight. However, I know on a Friday night and a Saturday night it's definitely going to be interesting, because people do a lot of like stag do's and hen nights here, so it'll be nice. So I'm looking forward to Saturday night, because I'll obviously be doing a lot of recording then. But tomorrow I'll be in Lithuania, so I'm going to try and get some nightlife in there. Let's see what the Lithuanians are up to. So Lithuania is also a very small country. Literally the Baltics is really small. So Latvia is 1.1 million. Estonia I think is 1.3 million. Lithuania might be slightly bigger in terms of population. So they're quite small. But it's crazy. These countries have the size of, like, let's say a town in some countries. So it's crazy, because if you look at the size or the population of people that live in London, I think it's about 6 million or 6.6 million or so, or 6.2. That's literally 6 times bigger than the population of people that live in the Baltics. I mean, not the Baltics, but in each Baltic state. So, for example, Lithuania has like 1 point something million people, so it's 6 times bigger than that, 6 times bigger than Latvia, and 6 times bigger than Estonia.
Figures. Population. Oh well. So we all know the Baltic states in general are quite small, but obviously I was focusing on the figures in this video because obviously people might want to know. Good thing is, a lot of the locals, listen, I love being a YouTuber because I learn every day. Sometimes I find certain figures online and the locals correct me as they should. But anyways, in this video, I wanted to make it clear that Latvia was great because in a way I was hoping Latvia doesn't get a lot of tourists, because sometimes when certain countries start getting too much tourists, they kind of destroy it for other people. So for me anyway, I did enjoy my time. Obviously I went in January and it was in peak time, so not a lot of tourists were there because the weather is quite cold, and certain people might not stand that weather or might not be able to stand the weather, which was of benefit to me, so I did enjoy it. However, I think it would be good to go during summer, because there were a lot of bars that were not that packed because of the period of time. But I think during summer, like the locals told me, is really busy. And the Latvian locals are actually very nice, even in the hotel I stayed in. So I remember in the hotel I stayed in, there were some Latvians that live abroad and they came for the festive period to see their family. So like anytime I go to my hotel, I'll see some local Latvian or some expat Latvian working abroad, and you know they're very nice. Like they were so happy I came to their country to obviously look at it. So Latvians are lovely people. They're genuinely nice people. Even in the hotel, like the service was really good, and a lot of them speak good English. Actually, I was quite impressed. Something I never expected. I was not expecting good English. Their English is very good. Also, I remember going to their shisha bar all my days. That shisha bar was literally the best shisha bar ever. The quality of shisha in Latvia is 10 out of 10 for sure. I did enjoy that. And also, I remember the shisha bar I went to, which I'll definitely go to, but I can remember the name next time I go. Their herbal tea, their herbal tea, because that's what I normally drink when I go to shisha bars, was great. So, it's good to kind of share my insight with you. Also, one thing you need to note is the first Christmas tree could be found here as well in Latvia. So that's something I never knew before. Initially, when I got there, which is quite funny, I thought this Christmas tree was the first Christmas tree. Actually, it wasn't. It was the other one next to it, which I'll show you in a minute. But my recommendation is if you decide to go to Latvia, you need to note the following, yeah? So, one thing you need to note is if you're somebody that likes cold weather, then it's not a problem to go there during winter because the weather won't be a bad factor for you, and also there'll be a lot of things you can see without a lot of tourists around. If cold weather is an issue, I wouldn't recommend it because the winter in Latvia is quite strong, very strong bad winter actually. So even on days where they might class it as mild, and I'm talking about the Latvians might class it as mild. For those that live in Western Europe, it might be a bit more for you. So on a normal day, it might be icy. So you would not even know because I remember when I landed and I was walking, literally I thought the floor was clear, but it was literally ice. And when I stepped on it, my trainers literally went inside a puddle of iced water. Yeah. So those are the sort of things you would face when you get there. So if you're a summer person, then fine. And the good thing about summer is there'll be more people there. So there will be more things to do. Okay, so that restaurant you're seeing there now is a restaurant I went to. It's a Latvian and Lithuanian cuisine restaurant. Very good restaurant. A bit of fine dining, I would say. It was quite posh, but it was worth the money. That's where I had my last supper literally before I caught my flight back to the UK. Also, if you go to Latvia, you can go to Lithuania by coach literally. They are literally next door neighbors, so that's not a problem. Okie dokie. Let's see what else I was up to in this Baltic country, and also this country in the northern part of Europe. I suppose that will make a lot of people happy. Video, I said that is the first Christmas tree ever erected. I lie. This is the first ever Christmas tree that was erected in the world actually, and it is based in Riga, Latvia. So can you read that? The first decorated Christmas tree in Riga in 1510. So I thought, let me start off my video saying that and let's move on. Welcome to Latvia, baby. Okay, so we're going to obviously explore the center, in particular Old Town Riga. It's quite popular for a lot of activities, Old Town, and I suppose if you ever come to Riga, is one of the key places you'll definitely visit, I can assure you.
Also, it's a good place to take some good pictures though, if you want to have some memories about Riga. Please be mindful if you ever come to Riga during winter, because the floor can be quite messy. The old town bit is okay because a lot of people are walking on it, but there are some areas that are not properly gritted, so you can slip. So be very careful. You don't want to go to the hospital when you come here. Right, so let's talk about prices anyway. So prices vary. Obviously, it depends on what restaurant you go to. It depends on what you're into as well. And what I mean by that is, if you go to an exclusive type of restaurant, then expect to pay more. But if you go to an okay restaurant, then expect to pay okay money. Also, if you drink a lot of alcohol, you're gonna have to pay for that. Alcohol is not too expensive, but it is expensive, because you would expect a place like this to be quite cheap, but it's not. But alcohol in general is never cheap. But if you compare the prices to, let's say, London, then you could say it's slightly cheap. But I must say Latvia is not as cheap as I thought it would be. So I'm thinking, should we go there or should we go there? I think let's start off from that area. So they do have a lot of pubs and bars. They were not busy yesterday because it's still a weekday, and yesterday was a weekday. But all these places usually during summer and during the weekends are normally very busy. So look at that, for example. It's a nice place, isn't it? And I think they've got like heating outside, so if you want to sit outside, it's fine. I'm not sure if people stay till like 2ish in the morning, because I left this area around 10ish yesterday because I was really tired. My flight was so early in the morning, around 7ish, so I had to leave my house around 4, packed my car in the car park, got the shuttle to the airport and made my way to Riga. So they're having a lot of souvenir shops as well, so if you want to buy anything to take home, feel free to do it. So there's a place I had lunch at yesterday. It's called Rock Cafe. I might go there later on today to have some Latvian soup again. So let's see, because I do need some soup though. It's so bloody cold. So these areas are just full of like restaurants and bars. They also have a very nice shisha bar around here, but I'm not going to do that today because I did that yesterday. The shisha was really good actually, and the customer service was top notch. In this sort of places anyway, you get very good customer service, which is quite good. In Eastern Europe in general and Central Europe, customer service is good. They literally like go into detail. Like they proper go into detail. In Western Europe it's not the same. Like, not to say they don't give good customer service, but they don't go into detail like that. Just what I've noticed. Just what I've noticed. So look, they've got a lot of Latvian products around. Today's a Thursday and it's still early days, so not crazy busy as of yet, but it's going to get, I think it gets a bit busier in the evening.
Yes. So one thing I did notice is it does get a lot busier in the evening. So what I tend to do as an explorer that I am, so obviously I have brekkie early in the hotel, go out to explore, do some other bits, go back to the hotel, freshen up, then go out for the nightlife. So it gets quite busy in the evening. The weather was crazy cold though, so a lot of people were doing things indoors, literally. So there were a lot of bars that were opened, and people were just literally having a lot of drinks in the bars. And I think in terms of cocktails, because I'm not a cocktail guy, but the cocktails in Latvia are quite good. As you know, that part of Europe, alcohol is alcohol. They don't play around. They don't give you little alcohol and call it alcohol. They give you quality alcohol. Um, some of these countries, 4.5% is nothing. But anyways, it was really good. I did enjoy myself in the evening. So I think it will be the same during summer as well. I think you'd have more fun in the evening. One thing you might need to consider is going to Lithuania. I keep banging on about this. Do a day, because I did a day, so I left quite early. I think my coach was leaving early in the morning. I think it was the first coach leaving, and I got there like 10ish. I got to Vilnius around 10ish or just before 11, and I spent the whole day there. So I had some lunch there, and I think I even had, did I have time for dinner? I think, or unless I had a very heavy lunch, I can't remember. But actually, I did have dinner, and I think I had shisha. So yeah, I did. So I spent literally the whole day. Then I got the last coach back to Latvia. That region is quite safe though, so you have nothing to worry about. Listen, Western Europe is much more unsafe compared to Eastern Northern Europe. That's just my experience anyway. And compared to Central Europe, Western Europe is much more unsafe. In Latvia and Lithuania, I felt really safe. Those countries, you can literally hang around late at night and nothing would happen to you. Anyway, so I think I got to Latvia quite late, if I remember, and I just got an Uber from there to my hotel, and I had a lovely night's sleep. Okay, dokie. Let's see what else I was up to. Other parts of Poland, I would say, but yeah, I do like them though. And they've got a lot of posh hotels around Old Town. They've got Radisson Blue, and they've got another one as well that's quite popular. I wonder how much it is to stay in Old Town. I'm sure it costs a lot. I did check for hotels around here, and I couldn't get any within the time I was looking to stay. I think they were all booked up. Some people do trips here as well, and like I said, people do their stag do's and things like that around here. So obviously it's going to be tough to get a slot. It's definitely tough to get a slot. Okay, let's walk. So a lot of people still have their Christmas trees around, so you will see a lot of that anyway, but that's because it's January, so you're still going to see that around. So if you're not into Christmas, don't get upset. Because some people are not into Christmas, and they might start saying, oh, why do they have a lot of Christmas trees around? That's because it's still bloody Christmas period, isn't it? Okay, so, oh, I've just seen a hostel now, and the name of the hostel is so funny. So it's called the Naughty Squirrel Hostel. The Naughty Squirrel Hostel. That's a very funny name to name a place. I've never stayed in a hostel before, and I'm not looking to ever stay in one. I'm definitely not looking to stay in one. But I think they have like small hotels around this area, which is quite interesting. Okay, where's this leading to now? I think I need to get the hell out of here. So in terms of going to Lithuania, you have two main options that I'm aware of though. I don't think you can take a ferry there. But you could take a coach, or you could take a train. The train is a bit tricky though. I need to tell people this, because if you take, or if you are planning to take a train, then you must be looking to stay over in Lithuania, because from Riga to the capital of Lithuania, you can get a train
in the morning. The only trains available is in the evening, so you would have to stay there because you're not going to stay there for, let's say, 2 or 3 hours in the evening. You obviously want to spend a longer time there, so I would say you would have to book a hotel and stay over for the night or more. But if you are traveling from, so that's from Riga to Lithuania, but if you are coming from Lithuania, the capital city, to Riga, I've forgotten the name of the capital city, hence why I'm not saying it. But if you were traveling from Lithuania to Riga, then that's okay because you can catch a morning train, which is okay, and you can literally hang around Riga, then decide to go back in the evening, catch the I think it's a 4:40 train from Riga to the capital city of Lithuania. So you could do that. It's funny how you can get like an early ticket from Riga to Lithuania. It's very annoying because I don't see why I need to stay over in Lithuania, hence why I've decided to take a coach instead, and that way I could do a day trip, which is exactly what I'm looking to do, so I'm so happy about that. Okay, so you can see some people are setting up already because there's a nightlife here. There's actually one, don't get it twisted, there is one, but their nightlife is in the night, obviously. Yeah, so look at how nice that place is. Rock Cafe, very nice, isn't it? I'm looking forward to what I think it's called Vilnius. Yeah, Vilnius, I think that's what it's called, the capital of Lithuania. I'm looking forward to what it has to offer because I've seen a lot of videos showing the capital city and it looks really nice, so I'm really looking forward to that. They drive very nice cars in the capital here. I've seen a lot of nice cars around. It looks like there's a lot of money around. Can you see all the old buildings? They've got like some old buildings in there. Latvia is a very small country and their capital is very small. Even their airport is so small. Like, that's one of the smallest airports I've seen after Maldives, because Maldives has a very small airport. The airport in Riga was quite small as well. So we're still in Old Town Riga. Oh yes, that's the traditional restaurant they were on about yesterday. It's called Milda or Mlida, because it looks like it's M-L-I, Mlida. But the way he pronounced it was like Milda, so maybe it's pronounced as Milda. But that's the restaurant anyway. Very, very traditional. But I did see Rock Cafe, which I really liked, and I thought let's do that. And I was not disappointed. I was actually very happy I went there. Totally happy, totally excited. Okay, so let's keep moving on. There's still a lot to see. So them places, I think, are hotels. Like I said, they do have a lot of hotels around, which is a very good thing. The more hotels, the more tourists, isn't it? Because tourists actually need a place to sleep in. Can you see how nice it looks? Unfortunately, I can't visit the waterfront area because I think there's a waterfront part of Riga. I can't because it's bloody cold, mate. I might have to wear my woolly hat later on because my head is freezing, mate. I actually thought about renting a car and going to like various cities, but I thought there's no point because Riga is the happening city. if it was Poland, and that's why I feel Poland is one of the best countries ever. In Poland, there's a lot to go to, or there's a lot to see, sorry, that's what I meant. there's a lot to see. So in Poland, for example, there's Krakow, there's Wrocław, there's Warsaw, if I've not mentioned it, there's Gdansk, there's Lodz, I don't know if I pronounced that well, and there's Katowice. There's a lot. So you have more choices, but here, not a lot. Aside from Riga, I think there's another city which is quite popular, but I can't remember the name of the city. I think it's like a coastal city.
Okay. I'm gonna have to end it here. I thought it would be good to give you a glimpse of my time in Latvia. What I would also do is I would show you the nightlife as well, and you would find it interesting because on one of the nights it was actually snowing. I know a lot of people would be interested in seeing that one. So imagine having a snowy nightlife. Actually, I did enjoy that though, because I did meet a lot of people, and it was quite interesting. I didn't think I would enjoy it. Also, I might show you where I met a Latvian babushka in Riga Market. Yeah, I might show you that as well. So I did enjoy Latvia a lot. I did meet a lady in the famous Latvian Riga Market, and she told me about her daughter who is married to an Irish guy. Oh, Latvians are lovely. They are really lovely. Maybe next time I go to Riga, I'll be able to meet my friend again, my Latvian babushka. Okay. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. If you have anything to say, please feel free to comment. And as you all know, there are always videos coming out as usual. So look forward to my many videos coming out. And please make sure you like my videos. And I'll catch you in my next video, guys. Take care and have a good one.